Okay. Yeah, I've got Mark. So this is Sean, the singer, and Mark's in the car with me, the drummer.
Okay.
Hello.
So we are here with Even in Death out of San Antonio, Texas. Man, say hello.
What's up, folks?
How's it going, guys?
So, off the bat, we have a mutual friend online, run Rachel Martinez. She has been hooking me up with some wonderful interviews here lately, and she has hooked me up with you guys. And I want to give her I want to give her a big shout out and big props. So now that that's out of the way, So hey, I looked at your Facebook and I'm seeing you got a gig with who is that? Metal Church?
Yeah, Metal Church, the old metal messiahs from the 80s.
Right. I mean, I saw them when I was a kid, and I honestly didn't even know they were around anymore. This is news to me. Tell me about this.
Yeah, they're actually. I checked out their new singer last year on the tour, and the guy's really good. He pulls off the old stuff, and it sounds a lot like Wayne did. And the new stuff, the new album's really good. I think it's called Sub-Zero. Not absolutely sure. It's something along those lines. But I picked it up, and it was actually pretty good, along the old school kind of the dark or the debut album kind of feel that they had, because they've gone through a couple singers themselves.
Well, who hasn't?
So yeah, I'm actually growing up. I was like you. I went and checked them out, and I saw them on the Dark tour, and I was like blown away at how badass they were. And so I'm really stoked to play this show.
Well, how did that come about? That's an incredible opportunity. How did that? Tell us how that came about.
I don't know. Our name seems to get pulled out of the hat for a lot of interesting things these days. We've been featured on the Billy Madison Show, which is a show that is on a radio station here in San Antonio, but it's syndicated nationwide. So
nice.
We're starting to get a lot of calls and stuff from all over the place now. In fact, I think we just got asked from the guys from Drowning Pool if we'll support them on their show coming through Texas.
Nice.
That they're setting up right now. In fact, we probably will be confirmed by the time this airs.
Right.
And then we have a bunch of other big stuff in the works right now. Just trying to get our album wrapped up so we can be sitting tight and nice and ready to pounce.
I like that. That's good. It's always good to have a plan. So you got is this a new record you have that you're waiting on, or we're going in the studio? Give us an update or a little snapshot of what Even in Death's doing right now.
Well, I joined the band. It's been a couple of years now, so I was like the new singer. I've been in a whole bunch of other projects, but I jumped in to fill up a show with these guys because they didn't have their singer quit on them, and then I was like, this is pretty cool, so I just kind of stuck around. So we're trying to wrap up kind of a complete thing of everything we've done up to date. So the album is in the studio. I think we've got one more track and just some little tweaking to finish, and then it should be hitting the shelves pretty soon, probably within the next couple months.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Now, when you guys write, do you guys write in the studio, or is everything you have already written and all you got to do is bang it out? How do you guys work?
Well, a lot of stuff on the album that's coming out was stuff that they were working on before I got in the band. So I just kind of came in and put my stamp on it and kind of drove the direction of the band more heavy, because that's what I lean to.
Right.
So the stuff that's coming out with Even in Death is becoming more and more heavy, and now the guys are really just taking it and running and writing better and better and heavier, and trying to put a lot of hooks in there. But we want to have like a lot of cool changes. Like Iron Maideners may like that hat, but we're also like, I'm a big Pantera fan, so I want that brutality mixed in there. Anything, Mark?
No, basically the way we write is a collaboration of sorts. We get together and collaborate with one another. After you may have a riff, and we'll take the riff. Once I put my influence on it, it drives into a different direction, so forth and so on. Then we give it to Sean. And then Sean puts his stamp on it and finalizes the whole thing.
Yeah. So, where do you get most of your influences for your lyrics? I mean, what do you normally write about, or what's your topic of choice?
I kind of just sometimes I'll write, I'll tell a story or I'll do a little history lesson. And lately it's been just writing about, everyday situations, people that piss you off or relationships gone astray or, just stuff that kind of touches a nerve. So we try to keep it pretty positive. Like I don't want people we'll take people down a dark path, but I just don't want it to be all doom and gloom.
Right. I think me personally, I'm kind of over that whole gloom and doom thing. I'm ready to feel good about stuff again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, it seems everybody's been down so long in my experience that it's, we need a brand new Motley Crue party band type thing. It's like, that's kind of why I dig Steel Panther the way I do. I mean, those guys are. But now I've noticed here in Nashville, since Steel Panther's come about, all of a sudden there's a bunch of wannabe hair bands popping up now. Is that happening out your way too?
Oh, it's kind of funny you said that because I've seen a lot of hair bands get back together recently that were from that decade, even locally. That we have a big show coming up here next month, and it's a bunch of bands who probably haven't played in 20 or 25 years. Doing reunions. I
really think that is Steel Panther that has brought that back. I mean, I don't have research or anything to back that up. That's just what I think,
See, and I think Steel Panther, I think I've seen those guys back in the day before they were Steel Panther. I think they were the original Metalshop that performed at
Girl School or something like that.
Yeah, they performed like in LA. They had like a Monday night gig, and I went a couple times, and it was like the who's who. Like you'd go there, and Static X was there, or Perfect Circle. I mean, it was just like I saw like just different actors. Elijah Wood was standing next to me, checking them out back in the day, and they were doing the '80s stuff. They were doing all the '80s stuff, the classic songs, but they just totally did it with complete attitude, just mocking people and being. Calling all the girls up on stage and making them strip and stuff on stage. And
I mean, but that's a really show. That's a show.
But, I think in this day and the age, I feel the way you feel. I mean, there needs to be more positivity coming out, and there definitely needs to be more show coming out. Because, I mean, I could listen to an album all I want at my house, but why would I go see it live? I want to see a show.
I want to hear a record that has like the most doomiest, gloomiest lyrics, but it's upbeat music. So it's like, kill yourself today. Hey, yeah, go ahead and do it, baby.
Yeah, there's got to be a market for that.
I want 20%. I claim it now.
All right. Well, then I'll be interviewing you when you get your band together doing that.
Funny you mentioned that. I got a drummer I've been hanging with for a while, and I got a singer and bass player coming out Sunday to see if we can't make some noise together.
That sounds awesome. You have a tentative idea of a name?
Nah. I got a working title as what I call it, System of Brutality, just because the letters spell out SOB.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
Oh, yep. This just in. Steel Panther was named Metal School from 2000 to 2007, so you were right.
Wow, badass. See, that was an educated guess because I was pretty sure that's where it came from.
You ought to go on Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
I mean, it was really cool. Like, I saw Keanu Reeves there. I mean, just anybody and everybody went there, and it was like on a Monday night, and I think it was at the Roxy.
When they played Nashville, Leanne Rimes got called up on stage. She was shit-faced. It was funny. They got it on YouTube or something like that. I saw that. I was like, oh my God, they got Leanne Rimes and some dude. I don't know who it was, but I think they were singing Stripper Girl or something like that. I don't remember what.
Because even when I saw them back in LA, they always pulled people on stage. I think they had the singer from what's that Black Parade band? What's the band put out the Black Parade? I can't remember. Anyhow, he got on there, and so I saw Jerry Cantrell jump up there. Just a lot of different anybody, and like I said, all the guys from Static X were just sitting there and just getting drunk watching it. It was like the thing in LA to do, and it's kind of funny. Since I've been at LA, there's not really a cool thing to do there anymore. I mean, there's a couple things like I know some of the bands out there, like Heaven Below, are doing some stuff during the week and stuff like that. But even when I go to LA, it's kind of quiet now.
Yeah.
Tell Steel Panther to go back and do some Lambchop. They're missed.
Well, I don't know. Their price range might be out of they might be out of the club price range by now.
My Chemical Romance. That was the Black Parade band. My Chemical Romance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that dude jump up there and sing. And now Elijah Wood was standing next to me, and I was like, who's this short dude? And I just started talking to him. He was like, oh, you might recognize me from The Hobbit. And I'm like, oh, that's where you look familiar. So
I do this thing in Nashville when people are like, do you recognize me? I was like, yeah, weren't you in that gay porn from 09? They're like, no, man. I'm like, oh, my bad.
It was awesome because one time with one of my other bands, we went and played LA, and we were walking down the street before the show, and I hear these girls and guys whistling at us. We walk over, and it's these two porn stars. They were girls. I didn't recognize them, but my bandmates did. And then Ron Jeremy, they're all whistling at us.
Oh, wow.
And so we went down and talked to them. Real cool people, but it's kind of...
I've always wondered if Ron Jeremy's mustache smells anything like the inside of Garth Brooks' cowboy hat. I've always wondered. I mean, I really don't want to find out, but, it's always been, things you think about in the shower,
Well, if I ever bump into him again, I'll do that little thing where I kiss him on the cheek like a French style.
Ugh, don't get none on you.
Yeah, I'll probably get... That'd be the first time a guy gets pregnant from touching a mustache.
Yeah, you don't want to get no Ode to Hedgehog, That shit's probably like bum piss, hard to get out.
Yeah, I imagine.
So,
somebody mentioned him last night, and I was like, that guy got paid a lot of money to have a lot of sex with a lot of people.
Well, in all fairness, when you can, suck your own dick on camera, I think that deserves a couple dollars.
Remember that time you interviewed us and you said that when you could suck your own dick?
Hell, shit, I've sat, since, when I was a teenager, I tried out for that job in my bedroom. I don't know how many times.
I could barely bend over and tie my shoes, so I give up.
Yeah. I think I'd have to get a couple vertebrae cut out. My dick so small.
Badass.
Now, you know what? You know who came up with no premarital sex? A small dick motherfucker. That's who.
I'll
be like, no, we can't have sex till we're married. That's like saying you got to pass this bill before you read it. What?
Yeah. I use that analogy of like, you don't just go buy a car, right? Don't you test drive?
Right. Yeah, I got to make sure the engine runs,
Yeah.
There ain't no warranty on pussy.
At this point, some of your listeners are going to be listening and like morally upset.
Not my listeners.
All right, that's our people. Hello, people.
My listeners will be like, God damn, that shit's funny right there. Hell yeah.
Badass.
Because if any of my listeners are offended, fuck you. You're fired. Stop listening now.
There you go.
So,
I like it.
Back to Even in Death, man. Tell me what's coming up in the near future for you guys. I mean, what's next? I mean, you got this, what I like to call a campaign. You got a record coming out. So to go along with it, are you going to be playing just in your hometown? Are you traveling? Basically, what I want to know is you coming down my way or not?
Oh yeah, we want to get everywhere. As soon as the album comes out, we want to do like just a full media launch because we want to. As soon as it goes to press, we're going to start shooting. We're going to start shooting the first 2 videos for it and really putting it out there.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you get everything done, if you want to go ahead and debut your record here on the Bearded Clam Show, I'd love to have you. And,
that'd be awesome.
Also, let me know if your video goes to YouTube. I'll tag it on my channel too, so people can see it there too.
Yeah, we want to put it out everywhere. It's going to be YouTube, and then we also want to launch it across a bunch of different platforms as well.
Right on.
So yeah, we want to like shove it in people's faces everywhere.
Absolutely.
Because I think it has a little bit. It doesn't really sound like anybody. I mean, everybody that has listened to the new, especially the new music, nobody can say the same band. It's not like when Creed came out and everybody's like, oh, it sounds like Pearl Jam. It sounds like Pearl Jam. We don't really have a sound that sounds like anybody.
I figured out why that is. When people come up to why fans come up to you and they say that you remind them of so and so, and you can't understand why. Because in my band, one time the dude came up to me and said, "Man, you guys sound just like Danzig." I'm like, "What the fuck planet are you from?" Right? And I'm like, hold on. I was like, "Is Danzig your favorite band?" He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I've loved them forever." If they like your shit and they don't know who to associate it to, they associate it to one of their favorites. And that's
a good.
That's the psychology of doing a cover tune, so people can identify with you right away in the way that you want them to.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been playing with different cover tunes, and we really want to tool one out that just fits us perfectly and that we can put our own swagger to.
I heard a band here locally redo. What's that? Jokers to the left, to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with that tune there. They meddled that shit up, and dude, let me tell you, that is fucking. Dude, I think the key to a cover is to find the one that you can make your own, but it's like pretty obscure. Like, oh, I remember that tune listening to classic rock, but now it's updated,
Yeah, I mean, that's Metallica made a whole career out of that. I mean, nobody really knew who a lot of those bands were, like Diamond Head and stuff. At least in the States, they didn't.
Right, that's all.
So a lot of those
new wave of British heavy metal that they brought to America, really.
Yeah, so a lot of these people would be singing "Am I Evil" and have no clue if you asked them who that band was.
Right.
Wow.
They'd be like, "Oh, look, man, that band covered a Metallica tune." Like, no, just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
I mean, that's been going on for a long time. Like, I watched the thing on Quiet Riot being how they got signed, and they weren't going to get signed unless they redid that "Mama, We're All Crazy
That
Now"
Slade
song.
tune, yeah.
Yeah, and they refused to
Come
do
on,
it.
Feel the Noise,
they
yeah.
did it, that blew them up. I mean, that completely blew them up. There's bands, some of the bands that, even the bands I played with in the past, like Orgy, they made a career off, doing Blue Monday.
Yep.
Most people, if you ask them to name an Orgy song, that's about the only one they're going to name.
Right.
Same thing with bands like Alien Ant Farm and, all these different bands, They play Smooth
You're
Criminal
right.
But nobody can name an Alien Ant Farm song unless you're in an Alien Ant Farm.
They're kind of like gimmick bands, really. They don't start out to be, but that's what they end up as.
Yeah. I mean, the Orgy stuff, I thought the Orgy stuff was really good, but, it just didn't have a big commercial appeal. So, it just, but people hear Blue Monday and they lose their friggin' mind.
Right. Yeah. That's it in a nutshell, really.
Yeah, so we've been playing and tinkering with different ones. We might even do like a little mini album just to put out with the release for the people of Ida initially of just some songs that we played with in the studio, kind of did our style. So that's one of the things that we might be doing as an exclusive just for people to buy the album.
Well, that's good. Excellent. Are you putting it out on CD? How are you going to put it out?
Yeah, we're going to put it out on CD. I'm old school. I like buying CDs. I like to put it out, CD, vinyl, and then really not launch it for download for a few weeks until after the album's been on sale.
I had an idea that I've seen.
I don't know. There's something magical about opening up a CD or an LP and looking at the artwork and, getting a vibe for the album, because so many people just download stuff. Back in the day when, like, say, Screaming for Vengeance came out. When Screaming for Vengeance came out, you saw the album with the bird, and you're like, that looks badass, and you flip through it, and you want to see what they're dressed like for the tour, and, that was all exciting. It'd be kind of cool to bring that back. So even if it's just for a couple weeks.
Yeah. I think the next thing I put out, I'm gonna put out on flash drive with the logo printed on it. That way it can be advertisement and because so what, they erase your songs, okay, whatever. Now they got a flash drive that they're using every day with your logo on it, so it's kind of win-win.
The there was something that I bought. Man, I forgot what band it was. It was a national band, but they had sold a bracelet that was a flash drive, and it was their album.
That's awesome.
You know, that was kind of cool, and I thought it was really cool, and I forgot what band it was, but I still have it in the packaging, so I don't know how cool that was.
There's a band I know of here in Nashville that they got one of those. Do you ever see the weed grinders that look like a cheese grater?
Oh, yeah, like the Pink Floyd kind of thing?
Kind of, but...
oh, no, you're talking about the thing you scrape it with, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a band I know of here that they got a bunch of them, but then they had it printed on there like it was a business card. So the people were like, "Oh, weed grinder!" So every time they were grinding weed, the band's name was right there. I was like, "That's fucking genius, right? That's knowing your market right there."
Some of I'm friends with the guys from Bowling for Soup, and they gave me a Bowling for Soup. It's a little towel. It's a sex towel. It's a small little towel. You just wipe yourself off afterwards. I thought that was hysterical.
Oh, I need to get some of them for my wife.
Hey, get them for the show.
You know what? Are they actually called sex towels?
A lot of people do. Sometimes they're like golf towels or something like that, but they were selling them as it said sex towels or something along those lines.
The Bearded Clam sex towel. Yeah, I like that.
And they had kind of a funny print on it. It was cool. I still have it somewhere. I have all this crazy memorabilia all over the place. But I mean, that's, you know, again, knowing your audience, and that Bowling for Soup was always a funny band. They did, you know, they made parodies of everything. So for them, that was perfect for them. Yeah, do it. Hey, and since I gave you the idea, you'll have to send us a Bearded Clam sex towel.
Yep, absolutely. I will. All right, hey, we're getting ready to wind it up here, so tell everybody how they can get to see the Even in Death. Like, give them your web presence and tell them where they can check you out.
Oh, well, check us out on Facebook and Reverb Nation for all the updates. What's the Facebook page?
I believe it's
EIDTX Facebook EIDTX.
EID.
Yeah.
Underscore or TX?
Yeah, it's just facebook.com/EIDTX. That's Even in Death, Texas, but just EIDTX /. Or you can look at, go to Facebook and do a search and go Even in Death Official. We've been putting up some stuff on Reverb Nation. We have 2 of the brand new tracks that are coming out, Fire All Your Guns and Possessed. If you go to Reverb Nation and search Even in Death, they're free for download right now, as well as the Billy Madison Show theme song we did for the Billy Madison Show.
Kick ass.
You can check that out. And you get to download it for free for right now until the album comes out.
And it's on YouTube, too.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We have some. Yeah, look for our Even in Death YouTube thing. Just go search for Even in Death. Hopefully you won't get some bad article.
Now, the last thing I get people to do is I need to get you to give me a bumper. So
okay, for the show.
You tell me, say, hey, this is Even in Death, and you're listening to the Bearded Clam Show on metalheadradio.com.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I'll do the Even in Death, and you do on the the Bearded Clam Show on what?
metalheadradio.com.
metalheadradio.com.
Okay, that's your line. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Hey, what's up? Oh, wait a minute. You want to say the band name, right?
However you want to do it.
You want to say our name?
However you want to do it.
Hey, what's up, kids? This is Sean.
This is Mark.
From Even in Death, and you're listening to the Bearded Clam Show. Mark fucked up his lines. He forgot what he was supposed to say.
The Bearded Clam Show on what?
metalheadradio.com.
metalheadradio.com.
Take 2.
He's writing it down now.
Take 2.
Man, it's never going to flow that good again.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Okay. What's up, kiddies? This is Sean.
This is Mark.
From Even in Death, and you're listening to the Bearded Clam Show.
On metalheadradio.com.
Get some.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hey, I want to thank you for calling in and giving us your time and telling us and introducing us to Even in Death. If you ever find yourself coming here to Nashville, man, give me a shout. I'll come out. We'll party with you. I'll bring some party favors and some people. And
Cool.
just give us a shout. Don't be a stranger to the show. Give us your updates. Send us your MP3s, and we'll play them.
Yeah, we'll go up there and we'll play a show. Maybe we could put a show together for all the listeners out there.
Yeah. We can do something. Just let me know. And I know a bunch of venue owners and booking agents that owe me some favors. So
badass. Let's do it.
So cool, man. Thanks again for calling in. And we will get back to the Bearded Clam Show on metalheadradio.com.
This is DJ Nova telling you to tune in to the Bearded Clam Show Friday nights at 8 on metalheadradio.com. Come jam out with your clam out.